everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And for today's review, I'm actually going to be taking a look at something a little bit different. I'm not actually taking a look at an actual action figure or toy today, but instead I'm going to be looking at one of the new sets from extreme-sets.com, one of their diorama sets. These are basically cardboard cutouts that you can use to set up to display your figures on for either toy photography or just for displaying on your shelf and stuff. So they do a lot of different sets, but for today I'm going to be looking at the one called the Deranged Alley Pop-Up. And you can buy this, you can buy it on their own website, and I'll put the URL below in the video description. You can also pick these up, pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. They have a lot of these available either for purchase or pre-order. So I'll put a link to them as well. And you can see they come packaged in just a regular kind of rectangle shaped brown box. On the one side, you've got the the name of the set. They do, like I said, they do a lot of different sets. They've got one that's kind of set up for Transformers, looks like the Ark, and they've got another that's actually a building that you can set up, which is pretty cool. And they started out doing wrestling sets. That's how I think they started, and that's actually what their logo is. You can see here on the other side of the box, it's their logo, and it looks like a wrestling ring because that's what they started out doing, was the wrestling sets, but have since expanded into other things for all different kinds of action figures and stuff. And I would say these are primarily geared for 6-inch scale type figures, 6 or 7-inch scale, but you can make them work with 3 1/4 inch and things like that as well. So let's get this one open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the contents outside of the packaging for the Deranged Alley set. Now you get 6 of these wall tape pieces, and this particular set does not have any kind of floor pieces with it. It's just the backdrop pieces basically. Some do have like floorings and stuff, but not this particular one. So you'll probably want some type of dark surface to use with this, especially if you're going to do toy photography and such with it. But you get 6 of these. Now these these individual wall pieces measure, the width of these is about, if you count to the little tabs on the end here, then these measure about 21 inches, and then the height on these is about 12 inches. So, and then basically how this works is, again, you get 6 of these, and on one side you've got these little tabs that stick out, and then the other side you've got these little slits that are cut in, and all of them have the same thing, the little slits on one side and the tabs on the other. And so how this works is basically you just slide the little tabs here into the slits, and then they'll interconnect. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Before we can start connecting these, let me just show you the different backdrops that you get with this one. So all of these are alley based, alley themed, so they look like you're in some kind of alley. So you get this one that is it's got a fence, and you've got this basically a warning sign here, authorized personnel type deal, and then you can see some stuff in the backdrop there. But basically it's like a fence, a fenced in area in maybe New York City or something. And then this one, some of these actually have comic book based themes, so this particular set I think will work well nicely if you are a Marvel Legends collector or 6-inch Marvel fan or DC. If you caught my reviews last week of the DC Icon 7 Justice League 7 pack from DC Collectibles, I used some of these backdrops in that video, or in those videos. And so again, they have kind of some DC themed stuff and some Marvel themed stuff on the backdrop. So this particular one, you can see there's this Joker card, so this to me has kind of a Joker flair to it. You've also got some other graffiti. It looks like a zombie here painted on the wall, and some wording. You've got a little crate here off to the side. There's a question mark maybe from the Riddler or something. So it definitely has a Gotham City type flair to me with this one. Then we get this one, which again has a bit of a Batman flair to it. You can see somebody's painted bats all over this door. So again, looks like something you might see in Gotham City. And then you've got more graffiti on the side, and a little anchor or something painted here. So again, this one definitely has kind of a Batman feel to it. And this is another one with a fence. You got a do not enter sign and stuff, so just a pretty generic alleyway. This one has some pretty cool graffiti on it. You've got this green kind of zombie hand reaching out, and then you've got this dude that looks like has a baseball bat or something. Pretty generic looking. Not sure, who it's supposed to be, but and then you've got some just random graffiti throughout, and then you've got this kind of radioactive sign here on the door, saying caution, radioactive. A little frowny face painted on the wall there. And then this one has a Marvel flair to it. So, these aren't officially endorsed by Marvel or DC or anything. And you can see, like, it looks like the X-Men logo. Of course, it doesn't say the full word X-Men. So, I guess that's how they get away with it. But you can see the X and then the little dash and then starting to spell men there. So, and then you've got this dude and looks like he's ripping his shirt off. Maybe supposed to be like somebody's graffiti interpretation of Superman. I don't know. It says BAM painted here, and it looks like this is kind of like a garage door or to a warehouse or something, and then you've just got the brick wall and everything. But this one definitely has a bit of a Marvel flair to it. And then besides the wall pieces, this set includes two additional pieces, and basically what these are is these are dumpsters that you can put together for like a 3D prop piece that you can display next to the wall pieces. So these are pretty simple to put together. All of this is pretty simple. However, you can go to the extreme-sets.com website, and they have tutorial videos on how to put all these sets together. So if you need some instruction, just go there, and they show you how to put these together. But again, this is pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of fold in the pieces, and you create this kind of three-dimensional looking box. Again, this is supposed to be a dumpster. You've got the top here, which looks like a top of the dumpster, and then the bottom is just black, and then you've got graffiti throughout it. Now, it would have been cool, I think, if they had painted at least the underside of the top of the box, so you could have your dumpster open if you wanted to. As it is, it's just that cardboard color, so you really want to, you can't have your dumpster open and have it really look real. You want to keep it closed. But still, pretty nice, addition just to give you that kind of 3D prop for your photos and stuff. And you get a second one here. This one's a little bit different looking. It's got some different graffiti on it, some green and everything, but you put it together the same way. Just folds in. And there you go. And these dumpsters measure about 7 inches wide and 3.5 inches tall. Okay, now when you're putting the wall pieces together, you can use as many as you want. Again, you get 6 of them. You can use just one at a time, or you can just put 2 together. It really kind of depends on how much space you have. For the purposes of this video, I'm only going to put 2 together right now. I'll show you some more in a bit, but again, what you do is you just line up these tab pieces on the one side that stick out, and then you find the little slits on the other side, and then you just slide it in. Now you want to make sure that like the graffiti and everything is pointing upside on both pieces, so you don't have one that's upside down. But again, this is pretty self-explanatory, and you just slide those grooves in. You may want to push the cardboard this down a little bit just to kind of get that opening, that slit to open a little bit more. But for the most part, if you're careful, they slide in pretty well. And then, you have it attached. So again, you can attach these so you have them just basically straight across, or you can like fold them in some so you can have like the caddy corner, so you can make this little corner in the alley or something along those lines. And you can do multiple, so you can have like some that are folded like this and then some that are straight across, however you want. But, it's pretty cool how they've done this, so you can make it as extensive or as small as you want, again, depending on your space and everything. Okay, and then like I said, you can take these dumpster props that they included, and you can just put it against the wall there, so, it looks like the dumpster in the alley. Just a nice 3D type prop that they added. And then here's some 6-inch figures so you can see the scale. And again, I think the scale works pretty good with these. This is the DC Icon 6-inch Batman figure, the new Rebirth one from the box set. You can see the scale is pretty good with this one. Here's a Marvel Legend figure, the Punisher. So again, you can see the scale works pretty good. Okay, so I've assembled all 6 pieces, and because it's so big when you put them all together, I had to put it on the floor here. But you can see all 6 pieces have been assembled, and this is the various ways you can fold and pose the backdrops. Now, like I said, you could do it all straight across if you wanted to, or you can make catty corners and however you want. I've also got the dumpsters there. You can see I got again some 6-inch figures displayed with the backdrops, the Icons Joker and Harley Quinn figure. You can see again the dumpster, and the scale is pretty good. Some 6-inch Marvel Legends with Spider-Man, Punisher, and Sandman. And then Batman over here next to his Batman themed wall. Okay, so that's my review of the Deranged Alley pop-up set from extremesets.com. I think this is pretty cool, especially if you're into things like photo photography. If you've got the shelf space, I think these will make for display pieces, pretty cool display pieces on your shelf as well. I think they're pretty sturdy. Keep in mind these are made with just cardboard, so you want to use, be careful when you're using them, not bend them up or anything. But overall, the cardboard is pretty thick and sturdy, so as long as you're careful with it, I think they'll last over time. The wall pieces seem to grip in pretty tightly with one another, so no real issue there. And again, if you're into things like toy photography and such, I think you'll definitely want to check these out. And they've got a whole bunch of different types of sets. I like this alley set for my comic book based figures, but they also have sets like a kind of an old abandoned house, a haunted house type deal, which would probably go great with figures like, NECA's Freddy Krueger and Jason and all those guys. And then they've got like one that's called Sector 9 that's kind of like a space station. And they've got others, one that looks almost like the Ark from Transformers that'll look really well or look really good with your Transformers. So a whole wide range of sets, and you can go to their website and check it out. Also, again, these are available for purchase at Big Bad Toy Store as well. I'll have links to both sites below in the video description. Also, a big thanks to the guys at Extreme Sets for sending this out to me so I could review it for you guys. We'll have a full image gallery up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.